Hello friends and welcome once again to Wandering Soam. As you all know, the lockdown is gradually easing out and very soon we will have a conducive situation in which we all could ride again. So while we are waiting for that to happen, here are 10 tips that will make your tours and rides hassle free. Today I have somebody very special with me, a dear friend, a seasoned rider, a chalta firta encyclopedia of bikes. Please welcome Inderjeet
Thank you,
Singh.
Sonaji, for having me here with you today on this video. Hey guys, I am Inderjeet Singh from Delhi. I've got my own YouTube channel by my own name, Inderjeet Singh. On that channel, you will find few DIY videos on your motorcycle. I own this beautiful motorcycle, Interceptor 650. I've made a few DIY videos on this motorcycle. Those videos are actually applicable to every other motorcycle because motorcycles generally works in the same way. You might find those videos helpful. If you like to see that, you will find the link for my channel in the description below. Over to you, Sunji.
It's time to get down with the 10 tips for a hassle-free tour. The tips that Inderjeet and I will be sharing with you are something that we have gathered over the years while we have been traveling. And do watch it till the end because there is a bonus tip for you as well.
So in the first part of this video, I would like to talk about the tools that you should carry while you are on your ride. The first and the very important thing to carry with you is your motorcycle's own toolkit. The basic toolkit which comes with your motorcycle. Every motorcycle manufacturer provides a toolkit. This is the toolkit of our own motorcycle. Royal Enfield gives this toolkit with the 650 twins. It has got all the basic tools which covers our necessary needs. In this toolkit we have got these two open end spanners, 10 and 12. These are helpful while you are working on your clutch cable and your chain. Then there is a big tool, this big wrench tool. It helps you open your rear axle and your front axle. It is a size 24 this side and on size 14 this side. But this is not very helpful. But this should take you out of trouble if ever you would find a need to open your rear tire. And this is the extension handle which you use with this tool. Then there are two different sizes of Allen keys. Allen keys are helpful to open designated Allen bolts which you cannot open with any other tools, or the star bolts. So apart from these tools, there are few tools which I would like to recommend that you should carry while you are on your ride. Like this small 8mm open end spanner. This 8mm nut works on few crucial bolts of your motorcycle. Like when you are in need to bleed your brake caliper, to remove the trap air, to release your jammed brake, then this tool is very important. 8mm Allen key. It will help you open the bleeder valve of your caliper. A nose plier. I would suggest something like this, a big ring wrench or a ring pana to open your axle bolt, size 24. It will give you the extra leverage you need to open your axle bolts, front and rear. If you have different size Allen bolts on your motorcycle, then you should carry something like this. This is the Allen key set. It covers all the different sizes of Allen keys, which is. Then there is this tool. This is a valve core removal tool. It helps in removing the valve of a motorcycle's tire, the air valve. You should carry extra tire valve, and I recommend using a tire pressure gauge also. Something to inflate your tires. You can have a mechanical one, like I have a mechanical air compressor with me here. And you should also carry a set of electrical cables. And if you don't want to carry all these tools, just carry your toolkit which comes with your motorcycle and invest in something like a 1/4 inch driver socket set from Stanley or Taparia or from any good brand. That should cover most of your crucial bolts and screws.
While you should carry all the tools that Inderjeet just mentioned to you, it is also important that you spend some time with your bike and get to know it. Moving on to tip number 2, it's all about the riding gears. Please note that I am not recommending any particular brand or budget. It is purely up to you and your choice. The first thing that we are going to talk about is the helmet. It is always advisable to have a full face helmet while you are doing the long distance rides or for any rides for that matter. Get to know the size of your head. Now how do you know the size of your head? You actually measure it this way. This is the size of your head in centimeters. And then every helmet company has its own measure. Like if this is 58 centimeter, different companies will have it either for medium or large. You just check it on the net or with the dealer. So you check the helmet that fits you best. The helmet needs to snug fit you, which means the cheek needs to move like this. It needs to be tight over here, but it should not be uncomfortable. When you're trying out any helmet, it is always advisable that you wear a balaclava and then wear the helmet for about 10-15 minutes just to see whether you're comfortable in it or not. Next is the riding jacket, which should have your shoulder padding, your elbow padding and a back padding, because in case of a fall, these are all going to help you out. And if it has also got the vents over chest, over here and various other parts of the jacket, it is going to be really helpful during the summers. I have seen a lot of riders using just the knee guards instead of wearing a proper riding pant. While you could do that, but then in case of a fall and if you are sliding, what happens to the hip area? And you know, it can really hurt you. Therefore, it is best that you have a good riding pant which has got the knee cover and the hip protection as well. Get yourself a pair of good gloves which has got the knuckle guard, and you should be comfortable in it. It should not be very tight. You should be able to move your fingers. Last but not the least are going to be your riding boots that have hard toe cover, and they should be high enough to cover your ankle so that in case of a fall you don't twist the ankle.
So now we come to the point of spares. You should carry with you a clutch cable, a set of throttle cable set, because we have got 2 throttle cables in our power motorcycle, and you should carry extra headlamp bulb, extra tail lamp bulb and extra fuse of every amp. You can also carry a spare spark plug, and this thing, a spark plug cap. You can buy this thing from your brand of motorcycle workshop. So these are some basic spares which also you should always carry with you. Apart from that, you can add a set of zip ties in your bag. Zip ties are very handy. Tying up dangling or loose cables or loose things on your motorcycle. You can also add a little amount of flexible metal wire, the iron wire or the aluminum wire, that helps in tying up loose bolts and loose things that have gone loose on your motorcycle. And a towing rope, a sturdy nylon rope would help you if you ever need to get your motorcycle towed up.
Like the spares, it is also important that you carry some other supplementary items as well. First and foremost being the medical kit. Carry a proper medical kit and also some basic medicines for common ailments like fever, cold, loose motions, etc. Items like torch, multi-purpose knife, a few polybags do come handy. During a ride, you will be carrying multiple gadgets. So therefore, for a quick charge, it is advisable that you carry extension board with you so that you charge all your gadgets in one shot, and also carry adequate number of power banks. Always carry some extra bungee cords with you, maybe 1 or 2, and they can also come very handy once I use the bungee cords to hang my wet clothes. Last but not the least, carry some camphors. It could be really helpful. Do you know how? First, it will help you light a fire if you need to. If you are feeling dizzy, just smell it and you will feel better. And this is something that I more often use it for, is to refreshen things around. So if you are in a room which has got some bad smell and you know, something like that, just put the camphor over there and within minutes the room will be absolutely fresh.
So the next point is the necessary modification which you can have on your motorcycle. These are not mandatory items, but these are helpful. I'll start with saddlebag stays. Saddle state, the metal saddle state, which helps keep your saddlebags or your luggage bag intact. A good and sturdy leg guard to keep your legs safe. Extra pair of light if you need. A mobile charger or a 12V socket to give you current while if you ever happen to need your air compressor.
By the way, in my last tour to Rajasthan, this particular duct tape did come handy, as somebody nearly lost his luggage because it was not properly tied. Now coming to the luggage, that's another very important part of your riding. How do you manage the luggage that you're carrying? If you have the hard panniers and they get locked in, then there is not much of a hassle and you didn't be worrying about. But if you're carrying something other than that, and it could be anything, whether it is a claw bag or a briefcase or a rucksack, anything that you might be carrying, it is important that it is properly secured, it is properly tied down. Use bungee cords to tie them down, and you can also use straps. They are very sturdy and they last you really long and they give you a real firm grip. It is of paramount importance that you balance the weight of your luggage properly on your bike. Do not slide it too much towards the back. Don't put too much weight on one side of your bike. Balance it evenly. Riding in India, you're tackling different kinds of weather. It could be rain, it could be dust, it could be just about anything. Therefore, it is important that you take good care of your luggage as well. Most of the stuff that you buy from the market, they do come with the rain cover. It could be wise to have a extra tarpaulin as well, because that covers the luggage completely and it gives you 100% protection from water. You know, at the end of the ride, wet luggage and dusty clothes is something that you definitely don't want to have. It becomes completely messy. Trust me, I have experienced that.
So now we come to the part of riding tips. Don't do foolish things like don't overspeed. Carry the speed which you can control. Take it to the maximum point from where you can brake your motorcycle. Practice your braking. Always keep a healthy distance from a vehicle riding or driving in front of you. Never tail a big vehicle. They might accidentally brake and their tail light might not be working. If you fail to brake in time, then you would bang in back of that vehicle. If a big vehicle like a truck or a bus driving in front of you is slowing down, then you should never overtake that vehicle from left side, because if it is slowing down, then it means there is something ahead of it which you cannot see. Don't ride on extreme right or extreme left of the roads, because that's where most of the nails and small debris are present on the road that can damage your tire. Keep drinking tea or water. Keep yourself hydrated. Take breaks. Taking break is very helpful. It helps you fight the fatigue.
As Inderjeet mentioned, it is very important to keep on rehydrating and recharging your own self. It is also important that you do some checks and maintenance for your bike as well when you're riding. It is recommended that you do it every 500 kilometers if it is possible. To begin with, do a simple check of the cables, your clutch wire and the throttle wire that you have. Second, you could just clean the disc rotor of the disc brake with a moist cloth. Gently rub it and it should be clean. Check your tires, because often on the roads you might get some sharp objects that will cut the rubber, or something might just pierce into the tire. Just check for them. Lastly, clean and lube the chain. That is something which is very important. You can carry the complete chain maintenance kit, which is primarily the cleaner and the lube, or you could just use a simple soap water to clean the chain, wipe it with a clean cloth and then simply apply WD-40.
Then we came to the point of fuel cleansing. Sometimes we are not sure that we would get good quality of fuel while we are out on ride in a remote area. You can carry octane boosters. You should carry a bottle of injector cleaner that you can add while you are top of your tank. Just add it once while you top of your tank. It will clean the gunk out of your injectors. Then you might need something to clean your spark plug. You can use WD-40. You just spray some WD-40 on it, or use petrol, clean it. And if you have a toothbrush, an old toothbrush in your toolkit, just brush it up. Or you can use a sandpaper. You can also add a sandpaper in your toolkit to clean the fueling system of your motorcycle.
Different states have got different laws, and the cops on the road, you are practically at their mercy. They can just harass you for anything. The best chance that you have is if you have all the papers with you. Probably it will save the day for you. Therefore, it is advisable that you carry all originals and preferably a photocopy as well of your driving license, your RC, the insurance, a valid PUC, that's a pollution certificate, along with you. Couple of passport size photographs and your Aadhaar card could also come handy at some point. So now that you have watched the complete video, here is a bonus tip that I had promised. It is something very small, but it can be something life-saving in case of an emergency. On your jacket or your helmet, somewhere, wherever you prefer, do mention your name and your blood group. Trust you me, across the world, millions of lives have been saved just because of that. So I hope you would have enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The details are mentioned below in the descriptors. I enjoyed making this video very much in spite of the hot and the humid weather. You can see how sweaty I am. Do share your comments and your feedbacks in the comment section down below. We would love to hear it from you. So long for now. Stay home, stay safe, and if you have to step out, do take all the precautions. And lastly, ride safely. Bye-bye.